the meeting of the El Centro City Council for Tuesday, July the 2nd, 2024. May I have our Madam City Clerk call the roll, please?
Councilmember Carter,
Present.
Councilmember Oliva,
Present.
Councilmember Garcia,
Present.
Interim Mayor Pro Tem Cardenasin,
Present.
Mayor Marroquin.
Present. And may I ask Councilmember Oliva to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Please stand.
Right hand over your heart, ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Councilmember Carter, please lead us in an invocation.
Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we just come to you simply saying thank you. We ask you just to go through the east, the north, the south, and the west of El Centro and just bless everybody. Bless our summer. Bless those that are on vacation. Bless everybody to be safe. And so that way in August, everybody can return back to normal. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Madam City Clerk, Madam City Attorney, any report out on closed session?
There's no report from this closed session, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. And we at this time move on to public comments. And this is the notice to the public. This is a public meeting. There is an item on the agenda on which you wish to be heard. You are asked to complete a blue speaker slip and submit it to the city clerk prior to the start of the meeting. Persons wishing to address the council are not required to identify themselves. However, this information assists the mayor by ensuring that all persons wishing to address the council are recognized and also assists the city clerk in preparing the city council meeting minutes. When the item is announced and your name is called by the mayor, please step to the podium and state your name for the record. Unless the mayor extends the time, there is a 3-minute time limit for each public presentation. If you wish to address the council concerning any other matter not appearing on the agenda, you may do so during the public comment portion of the agenda. However, you may not show a visual presentation without review of that material. If you do so, you will be considered out of order. And I do have, let's see. We have a request to speak from Ms. Alexis Aurajo.
Good afternoon, City Council members. I trust the summer has been treating you all very well.
As long as we stay indoors.
Exactly. So as some of you may already know, my name is Alexis Aurajo, but I am here to introduce myself on behalf of SBDC. I am the newest business project advisor with the Small Business Development Center under the exceptional leadership of our fearless leader, Viridiana. I won't take too much of your time. I heard I have 3 minutes. So first and foremost, I want to thank the City of El Centro for allowing us to use the library for our Women in Business networking event. It was a great turnout, so thank you so much for allowing us to use the space. Now, we do have 2 upcoming programs that I would like to announce with the city so that you are aware of these items that are available here right across the street, actually. One is a daycare program. It starts on July 17th, and it's an 8-week program meeting once a week, and it's completely in Spanish. It is in collaboration with the Women's Business Center and the Chicano Federation. This program is already in existence. It does take place in San Diego, but under our fearless leader's leadership, she is bringing it to the Imperial Valley to offer it. To offer it to the City of El Centro and anybody else who'd like to participate. Okay, and the other program that we have is our Young Entrepreneurship Academy that is kicking off also in July. It is in partnership with the IBROP and SDSU. It is a 3-week program, and it is designed for young individuals like the ones that are sitting here in this room, ages 14 to 24. So it offers an interactive and intensive workshop that'll teach essential knowledge and skills needed to start your own business. So these are the two programs that we're offering amongst many other programs this year, and we look forward to our continued partnership. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Good
Soto.
one.
All right. And so we are moving on to presentations and announcements. So first, item number 1, we have Measure P funding for youth sports program update from the El Centro Police Athletic League and the El Centro Youth Football Association. First, I'd like to call the representative for the El Centro Police Athletic League. Is that you, Mr. Presidio? I wasn't sure if that was, okay, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, council members. My name is Ed Preciado from the El Centro PAL. Measure P funding was crucial this year to provide programs for youth from families with low to extremely low incomes. Currently, we've seen increases in youth with low incomes, multiple siblings, and an increase also in single-parent households. We were going to focus on just soccer, but then because of the fact that we have programs that are building and they're getting bigger, like our wrestling program and our boxing program, we kind of spread it around through the whole programs. Our soccer program, we bought balls, cones, training flags, and we did buy new soccer goals. So when we do start our program, we bought some 7x12 soccer goals, which are, I guess, age appropriate for the youth. Whenever hopefully the fields will be ready by August. That's when we're scheduling play, late August. Our boxing program, we did repair the ring. We had a couple of boards in the flooring that were needed to be repaired. Wood, I suddenly realized, is really expensive right now. We did repair the ring ropes. So we replaced the ring canvas. We did buy a vacuum for the canvas because the canvas is as opposed to the plastic ring flooring has to be vacuumed a couple times, at least 2-3 times a week. We also bought a carpet cleaner because the kids do sweat on the canvas and it does need to be cleaned up. We did renew our memberships for our coaches and the membership for PAL to USA Boxing. So we are USA Boxing certified. And we did buy new boxing t-shirts for the kids and the coaches. Golf program, we did buy a few golf bags. We purchased some supplies, some repair kits for the clubs. And we did purchase shirts and hats for the golfers because of the heat. We did buy the hats. Wrestling, we bought coaches' shirts, sponsored wrestling camps for a few of the participants. For our National Night Out, which is October 2nd, the National Night Out. Our programs are indoors. We did use some of the funding for utilities for 2 months for City Water, CR&R, SoCal Gas, IID, Spectrum, and T-Mobile. Office supplies, dealing with youth, they go through bathroom soap and towels like crazy. And we did buy a lot of light tubes, printer ink, copy paper, and we did renew our El Centro PAL internet website fees. We did have one truck that was donated by the city. Several years ago, we did buy registration for that. We did buy youth program insurance. Youth program insurance is about $1,400 a year. Building insurance, like everywhere else, it's skyrocketing. Our building insurance is about $13,000 a year. We did put a down payment of $3,000 this year, and then it averages out to about $1,000 a month. We did have some fundraising insurance. We always have to have insurance when we do have our fundraisers, and then our membership fees for the California Police Activities League. That in a nutshell is how we spent the money for Measure P.
Wow.
So we did spread it around. Any questions that I can answer for anybody? No. Thank
I
you.
just would like to say that you sure did put that money to good use to provide all the resources needed. That's a long list.
We did
Mhm.
spread it around, and we had about, 2.5 months to do it?
Wow. Good job. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Preciado. Alrighty. And next, I would like to call Mr. Todd Evangelist, and I'm assuming that you're also going to give us the update on the El Centro Youth Football Association?
Yes.
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 Thank you, Mr. Evangelist.
Yeah, I'm here to represent the El Centro Youth Football Association, a recipient of one of the sponsorships of the city of El Centro. So thank you, Madam Mayor and City Council and City Managers. Very great to be here and say thank you on behalf of myself and 190 sweaty little kids over the course of the next couple of weeks and months. Our organization started, actually we were fairly new, started just a couple years ago with, I think we started with a team of just 25 players, and last year grew a little bit more. We about 90 some odd players last year, and this year so far registrations as of today 190 players. That includes football players and now this year cheerleaders as well. So we've expanded, and the support from the city has been very crucial to that expansion. But it speaks a little bit to why we started it. A couple years ago, some friends, they don't live here any longer, but they're El Centro alumni from El Centro, and they live outside the Valley. And they keep in touch with the Valley through me. You know, you might have friends like that. And so they wanted to know how things are going, how youth sports are going, how's Central football going, all these different things. And at the context that we talked about, they became concerned is that the world of youth sports has developed to be, Mr. Preciado listed all the expenses, a very expensive endeavor for people to put their kids into sports. A couple years ago, and still probably the case today, most youth football organizations charge about $600 nearly to play youth sports, some here locally even more. And that is a concern to myself and some friends. So we have launched this effort to do a couple things. One, we want to feed into our local El Centro high schools and make sure we have as many players prepared from the young age on up into high school. But then also we want to make sure that the kids who are coming up are all of the kids, not just the ones who can afford it. And so we have made it a concerted effort to make sure that our costs are as low as possible to make sure we reach as many students or many players as possible. Last year, because we're a new organization, we had to buy every helmet, buy every shoulder pad, buy every uniform. It costs us about $450 to put every kid out there on the field. We only charge $350, and a couple sponsorships last year, we were able to get a couple of kids in, and that we had a great season last year. This year, the costs are a little bit lower. It's about $300, if we're doing our accounting correctly, about $330 some odd dollars is what it'll cost our budget for each player this year. So we've lowered our costs even more. We're down to like $300, or $299 was a little price to get in an early bird. And so we're doing that with the hope that after we buy, because we're buying a lot more helmets with more kids and more shoulder pads and football pants, uniforms. Our thought is we want a kid, if they register with us, we're going to take care of everything. They don't have to go buy this or buy that. Everything's taken care of. So we're reducing that cost, but that's only made possible through sponsorships like you all, because we purposely undercharge our players and our cheerleaders because we want as many as possible to participate. We don't want cost to be, we want cost to be a less and less of a deciding factor to participate. And that's been the case. And so we're pleased. We see the numbers growth, and that's much due to you all. As far as the report to you all, we sent that into the city manager's department, so you may have that, but I'll just off the top of my head, what that sponsorship enabled us to do is be able to go out and make sure we had the equipment, had the stuff early on, because football equipment takes forever to process for whatever reason. I don't know if where they send it from, the moon or someplace, but it takes, a long time to get to us. And so you can imagine the place we're in where we have to order equipment in order to have a season and be ready for the season, but we don't have any registrations and we don't have money raised from those registrations at that time. So the sponsorship enabled us to be able to confidently order equipment and uniforms, and then enabled us to focus on recruitment and trying to get coaches and players ready, which we have done. And so that we've kind of met in the middle, and so we're just about to launch our season. Practice starts in about a month from now. So just to give you an idea of some of the equipment, we purchased about another 100 helmets. We purchased about another 80 shoulder pads, and helmets are like $140 each. And so we've spent probably 3 times the amount of the sponsorship that was given to the city, but that was because we had that initial part that then we can go out and spend confidently the rest of the stuff. So thank you very much. Love any questions, and We'll invite you to our games. We have 5 home games. We play down the street at Central. We play, we play 5 games at home, and then the other games are going to be here in or in other locations in Brawley or Imperial or someplace like that. So thank you very much.
Alrighty. Any
Thank
questions or
you.
comments, colleagues?
One
for Mr.
question, Madam
Evangelist?
Mayor.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Evangelist, you mentioned Central football. Can you remind me who has the bell this year?
We've had it for some time now. Had it for some time now.
I'd like that in the minutes, please.
Well, and our goal is to keep it here through the kids that are coming up.
That's right.
And one of the things I'll leave with this, one of the things that we've stressed in our organization is that our goals are long-term. We certainly want to win every day. I mean, our goals are to provide a program for these high schools. It's to provide accessibility for the kids that play. And then we want to have fun and teach life lessons and compete and all those things. But our goals are long-term. So whether we win the make-believe championship of youth sports this year or that year, I'm less concerned about that and more concerned about high school and beyond. And so it's good to know that we're winning bells and hopefully soon CIF championships here in the city of El Centro. So thank you very much for your support in that endeavor.
Alrighty, thank you, Mr.
Thank you, guys.
Evangelist. Thank you. Okay, so we will now move on to a proclamation that we are going to present for International Lifeguard Day. Is that you, Miss Rebecca Korfman? Oh, okay. Alrighty, Miss. Would you like to say anything before I?
Do you want me to say it now or do you want after the proclamation?
Now would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just like you're going to mention, July 31st is National Lifeguard Appreciation Day. And this is a time where we can acknowledge the lifeguards that we have at the El Centro Aquatic Center. And every time, it's like every summer, I'm always saying this and I'm a broken record, but it's just every summer the Aquatic Center is getting better and better. We're hiring really great staff from young adults, becoming young professionals, and then taking what they learn at the Aquatic Center and applying it into their real life. And so I'm just loving the growth that we're seeing. And specifically this summer, we have a total lifeguard staff of 50, which is more than we've ever had since we've opened in 2019. We started off with the staff of 24, and now we've doubled. So that's great seeing. It just tells the story of how great the Aquatic Center is thriving and just the overall success that we're having, and that I hope to continue to have throughout the years. During the summer, we operate 7 days a week, and those lifeguards are operating in different categories and different capacities, whether they're a lifeguard for their shift or they're going to start off as a lifeguard and then transition to being a swim coach, a swim lesson instructor, a junior lifeguard instructor, or any other assignment that we need them to complete for that day. And so it just goes to show that our El Centro lifeguards embody the mission of the Aquatic Center. And that is that the Aquatic Center is dedicated to fostering a family-friendly atmosphere, offering exceptional aquatic programs and events designed to enrich the lives of our community members. And so, just a few numbers for you guys. Since we started our summer programming in May, we've already had a total of 135 youth swim team members on our team, 135. We have 904 youth swim lesson participants so far. We have 2 more sessions still to complete for this summer.
Amazing.
62 adult lessons have been done. 40 junior lifeguards have gone through our program, and we still have until July 31st to complete that. 32 special populations. What special populations that means are the summer ELOT programs coming in, and we're not just serving El Centro, we're serving El Centro, Imperial, Brawley, Calapat, Westmoreland, Nyland, Calexico, Heber. All of our neighboring sister cities are coming to El Centro to bring their kids to the pool. And so, as you may have read earlier in the press, as one bus comes in, another one goes out.
Mhm.
So it is a rotating door of kids through the Aquatic Center. And just with the special populations alone, we've reached over 4,000 youth that have been able to come to the pool, paid for by their school or whatever. So we're able to serve a lot more youth this summer, and we're giving kids the ability to be active this summer and a safe environment. And so with that, those 50 lifeguards are putting in the work. I mean, just today we've had 4 water rescues with our swim school today. So they're actively putting their lifeguard skills to work. We're not just a pool where you may or may not do something, you will be doing something, you will be getting in the water for something or someone. So our guards are active, they are incredible, and it's just amazing to see what this summer we have accomplished so far. We're not even about halfway done yet. So
I just have to say, this is like, I commend you for the progress of you and all of your team for the progress that you've made at that aquatic center. I know that it's a popular spot, but it's also a teaching facility and a learning facility.
Yes.
So, alrighty. And on that note, I'd like to read the proclamation issued by the City of El Centro for International Lifeguard Day, July the 31st, 2024. Whereas lifeguards play a vital role in safeguarding the lives and ensuring the safety of individuals enjoying the beaches, pools, and water parks. Their vigilant presence and swift actions have saved countless lives from drowning and other water-related emergencies. And whereas the dedication and professionalism of lifeguards contributes significantly to the well-being and enjoyment of our communities by providing a safe environment for aquatic recreation. And whereas lifeguards undergo rigorous training and certifications to acquire the skills necessary to respond effectively to emergencies and prevent accidents. They follow difficult training in swimming rescues, CPR, and AED. And whereas through their dedication and commitment, lifeguards create a ripple effect of awareness and preparedness in our communities, making them safer places for everyone. And whereas the mayor and council members thank and appreciate the lifeguards at the Aquatic Center who are saddled with the responsibility of making sure that the pool is safe. They diligently dedicate not only their time but lives to enable a safe environment for all swimmers. Now, therefore, I, Sylvia Marroquin, Mayor of the City of El Centro, State of California, do hereby proclaim July the 31st, 2024 as International Lifeguard Day in the City of El Centro. Thank you, Rebecca.
and I have some of my lifeguard staff here
Yes,
with me.
I see that you brought some of your team with you. Would you? Who would like the honor of holding?
Victoria was actually our lifeguard today that had 3 water rescues.
Three water rescues?
Hero.
Wow. Okay, don't move, guys. Joselito.
We're gonna take a movie right now. Thank you once
Thank you,
again.
everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for your great work. We appreciate it. Thank you.
All righty. Okay, so now we have another proclamation, and this one is for National Parks and Recreation Month, which occurs in July of each year, and this is for July 2024. And we have Mrs. Adriana Nava up here to accept. Did any of your Parks and Rec team come in? I know I see Gus, and I see Javier.
And Rebecca as well.
Oh, that's right. Oh, did she walk out? Oh, no, there she is.
Hello, Honorable Mayor and council members. Every July we stand here and I think about back when we were kids growing up in Imperial Valley and how we always thought, oh my gosh, what do I do? You would get so bored. I'd eat way too many snacks, gain another 10 pounds and then wonder why, but I wasn't doing much because frankly, at the time, there was, not much to do. And so I just want to commend our team year after year. Emilio's sitting in there, but he works diligently with us in producing our recreation guide. And I say this because many members of the public also watch these meetings, and I want to make them aware a lot of our information is in our recreation guide that is seen on our webpage. We also post it on all our social media pages. And just to share regarding swim lessons, it's all there. Any type of program. We have programs from 0 to 5 all the way into many of our retirement population who want to stay in shape and find things to do. Leah's not here today, but she also has a robust programming at the adult center. And so we do it collectively as a team. And then we also work on our capital projects, which for many of our neighborhoods are so important. Right now, actually today, we met with the Gomez Park design team, and you all, I can't wait to share with you the design concept they have in place. This has been a long project in the making, and so we're really thrilled about that. Buena Vista is currently under construction, which is another project that you all have been so supportive of us. And on the fields, I don't know if you guys saw, but Little League won, the All-Stars won, and now they're hosting their championship in El Centro. I mean, come on, you guys. I always say, small town, big heart, because we go out and compete and we win. And I wonder, sometimes when I'm in these big places, I'm like, how is it that our little El Centro, these kids are so resilient and they fight hard. And it doesn't matter if it's baseball, soccer, cheer, we go at it with huge cities. And then just lastly, I also want to commend Rebecca. She also just received an LA 84 grant, an amount of $60,000, which is one of the few grants that actually goes towards payroll and offset some of our general fund dollars. And so really, really commend that effort. It's not easy to chase these dollars, and I'm so proud of the effort. And then I'll pass it on to Gus, who wants to say a few words as well.
Good evening, Mayor,
Hi,
members of the
Gus.
council, city manager. If you give me a program, I'll put it together like that. But when it comes to public speaking, I'm not that great. So I wrote something down so I don't forget, okay? So I'm honored to speak before you today as we celebrate the National Parks and Recreation Month. This month is a special time to recognize the vital role of recreation activities and parks in our community and city. Recreation activities are more than just fun and games. They are essential for promoting physical health, mental well-being, and social connections among our residents. Our parks and recreation programs offer safe spaces for people of all ages to exercise, learn, and enjoy the outdoors. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the incredible work of our staff and what they have done over the past year. Their dedication and hard work have been evident in our numerous special events, bringing joy and a sense of community of thousands of participants that attend those events. I have seen you, members of the council, mayor, attend many of our special events. And I know you have noticed how hard Dolores, our recreation sports coordinator, Hope Esperanza, Lisa Castruita, Karina Correa, Leah Arellano, Ana Pineda, Rebecca Korfman, and of course our parks teams from Javier Villaverde, Chris Caldwell, Carl Valenzuela, Manny Gutierrez, and our parks monitor, Rafael. How hard these amazing people work at this event. There are plenty more staff members that I can mention, many departments that have always been there to give us a hand. Fire department, the police department, economic development, human resources, public works, our finance team, because together we are a team. And behind our parks and recreation team is our amazing leader, Adriana Nava, who supports us in everything we do. You should see our meetings. We think big. Our director does her best to ensure that our dreams are made possible when it comes to events. And even if our ideas sound totally crazy, she simply says, okay, let's go for it. So one thing for sure, our team has gone above and beyond to create memorable experiences for everyone. I want to make sure I also mention you as a council. A special thanks because thanks to you for all your support and for believing in us, we can bring quality programs, special events, and services to residents of El Centro and the Imperial Valley. We remain committed to enhancing our programs and facilities as we look into the future. We plan to introduce new activities that cater to the diverse interests and will continue to improve our parks to ensure they remain welcoming and accessible for all. That said, I invite everyone to participate in the various fun activities planned for this fiscal year and explore our beautiful parks. Let us celebrate the positive impact of parks and recreation on our community today and every day. So thank you.
Wow, guys.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Commend you, Gus.
I know, Emilio, you're back there. Thank you so much for all the help that you also bring to us, to helping us put together our special events. Is ready. We have various events planned for the community. These are just some of the dates that we have planned, from El Grito de Independencia, Fire Station Open House, to Christmas tree lighting. So look forward to those events. We'll work hard every day for our community. And if you guys have any questions, I'm here to answer them as well. Thank you.
I just want to say that I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of you. And you know what? And because of all of you, that's why we are El Centro.
Yes.
So, you know, and all of the cities around the valley really, you know, they look up to us to guide, and not only that, but to really go all out for all of our surrounding communities. So thank you, Gus.
Thank you.
Wow. And on
Thank
that
you.
note, I'd like to invite the whole team to come up here so we can present the proclamation from the City of El Centro for National Parks and Recreation Month, which occurs in the month of July, and this year, July 2024. Whereas Parks and Recreation is an integral part of communities throughout this country, including the City of El Centro. They are essential to the environmental well-being of our community, and whereas Parks and Recreation encourages physical activities by providing space for popular sports, walking trails, swimming pools, and many other activities designed to encourage active lifestyles. And whereas the City of El Centro's mission is to enrich community members through active participation in lifelong learning, health and wellness, community involvement, and recreational activities. And whereas parks and natural recreation areas ensure the ecological beauty of our communities and provide a place for children and adults to connect with nature and the outdoors. And whereas the mayor and council members encourage all citizens to become familiar with the parks, trails, facilities, programs, and services available to them through our Parks and Recreation Division, and also recognize and appreciate the hard work and dedication of the staff members. Now, therefore, I, Sylvia Marroquin, Mayor of the City of El Centro, State of California, do hereby proclaim July 2024 as National Parks and Recreation Month in the City of El Centro. Wow. I'd like to present this proclamation to you. Dedication. And so. We got to balance things out.
All right, here we go. Thank you.
Emilio's camera is so silent. Yeah, I know.
Silent shutter.
One more.
That was a side eye.
That's good. That's good. Thank you so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Great presentation.
August.
And I forgot to mention, July 4th, we will be having our free
Yes.
4th of July pool party at the
Yes.
pool from 12 to 3.
Yes.
So want to make sure that gets out there. And then we'll have our Top Gun movie night on July 26th.
Ooh.
So that'll be a fun night as well. Yes, Top Gun Maverick.
That'll be cool. Thank you, guys. Alrighty. And so now we move on to a presentation of the Imperial Valley 9/11 Memorial Event and Stair Climb. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, City Council members, community members. Thank you for the opportunity to speak this evening. My name is Carlos Pitones. I am a member of the Imperial Valley 9/11 Memorial and Stair Climb Committee. Our committee is formed by members that represent the firefighter community, the law enforcement community, and public and private organizations who are dedicated to ensuring that the Imperial Valley never forgets September 11th, 2001. We do this by hosting a memorial stair climb that honors, respects, and pays tribute to the 343 FDNY firefighters, the 60 law enforcement personnel, and the 10 emergency medical personnel who have made the ultimate sacrifice as a result of the terrorist attacks on that Tuesday morning in 2001. This year marks the 23rd anniversary of September 11th. And for us here in the Imperial Valley, we will host the 11th annual 9/11 Memorial and Stair Climb event at the grandstands in the Imperial Valley Fairgrounds on Saturday, September 7th, 2024. The memorial ceremony will begin at 7:45 p.m., followed by our stair climb at 8 p.m. Our memorial stair climb is a way for the community to come together to remember the heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice on September 11th. Each participant will climb or walk the equivalent of 110 stories of the World Trade Center, carrying the name and photograph of a fallen hero to symbolically complete their climb. At this time, I'd like to show you a quick video of our event.
This land is your land.
Is now open for $25 through September 6th. And on-site registration will be $35 on the day of the event starting at 6 p.m. Participants that register before August 23rd will be able to receive their event t-shirt on the day of the event. Registration can be completed at our website, which is www.iv911.org. In addition to stair climb participants, we are also seeking sponsors and vendors to join us in making our event as successful as possible. Sponsorship opportunities come in 4 different levels, ranging from $343 to $413 to $911 and $2,001. And each number, each level is significant to a certain part of 9/11. With each level receiving different degrees of recognition, advertisement, event memorabilia, and sponsorship dinner invitations. Vendors can also register for our event at no charge, but will agree to donate 10% of their earnings during the event to the IV 9/11 Memorial and Stair Climb event. Funds raised for this event will go to the Imperial Valley 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb 501c3 that will provide charitable assistance to local firefighters and their families, promote scholarship opportunities for members of the community, and will assist in the development of the Imperial Valley 9/11 Memorial. In closing, I want to thank you again for the opportunity to present this information. We invite everyone in the Imperial Valley to come out, whether It is as a spectator, a participant, a sponsor, or a vendor. We appreciate the assistance in having the Imperial Valley observe and remember this special day. Thank you very much. At this time, I'll open up for questions if you have any.
Colleagues, any questions from Mr. Pitones?
No, I just wanted to share that we as a city have participated in the 9/11 stair climb. It is a stellar event
Yes, it is.
and a great honor and a privilege to support all of our first responders. So great job on putting this program together.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Pitones. Any other questions?
You can reach out to my office. I'd like to privately sponsor.
Thank you, sir. Very much appreciated. Thank you again for your time.
And we hope to see your application for sponsorship through the city.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. We've had some great presentations at this meeting. And so now we move on to the official business. And colleagues, we move on to the consent agenda. And so I'd like for a vote, please. All items on that consent agenda are adopted, and that would be to adopt resolutions number 2457 through 59. Okay. And so at this time, we will move on to new business. So item number 10 is the approval of additional funding to the agreement with Arrington Watkins Architects Incorporated for the police station project. And we have a presentation by our Public Works Director and City Engineer, Mr. Abraham Campos.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Council members. So today I have a new amendment request for funding for Arrington Watkins. This is the architect and engineering firm in charge of the design and construction administration here of the police station, which is moving quite nicely. So the project, as you know, has broken ground. We have the footings being installed, and we're probably going to be pouring concrete by next week, and the footings and some elevations and vertical projects will come up in the next few weeks to a month. So it's to start becoming visible to the public. As you know, when we started construction, this is an existing site. There's a lot of underground utilities, a lot of unknowns that happened during construction. Some amendments have happened on this 3-year engagement with an architect and engineering firm already. Things happened during construction or during design, change of direction. Some of the initial costs for this project were for a redesign, which eliminated a parking structure that was initially part of the design. So it was a redesign as a cost-saving measure at that time. It's always better to spend the money in the design as construction. It's a lot cheaper that way. If we can save money in paper, that's cheaper than changing things later on in the construction. With that said, obviously it's a long story because we're asking for money.
The $1 million man.
But in this case, it's not new money. It's money that's already accounted in the budget that we have for this project under the bond. We do have a contingency set aside when we do a bond request and in a project that's magnitude. So there's no general fund request, there's no Measure P request other than what's already budgeted for this project. So what this is a request for funding in the amount of $251,053 in Measure P bond funds, which adds the funding to this contract. The cost for this is going to be to perform some value engineering design that we're looking at so that we can incorporate additional features to the police station, as well as the added construction plan. Initially, we were anticipating this project was going to be able to be built in 18 months. After meeting with the construction manager and different contractors, that's really, really tight. So the reality is a 2-year construction. We already started that a while back, right? And that's for complete delivery. Obviously, the first building will be available for use a lot sooner than that because the first phase is I believe January, February of next year. That's where we're delivering the first unit. But there's some construction after the fact in terms of parking lot. That longer engagement in the architect results in additional hours to be built. And that's why we're asking for the additional funding so that we can cover that gap that we've been using to cover value engineering and continue design and construction administration ongoing in construction. So with that, I'm kindly requesting your consideration for this additional funding for the architect engineering firm.
All right.
Questions?
Colleagues, any questions or comments from Mr. Campos?
No, none for me, Madam Mayor.
I just want to clarify that this funding is coming from that contingency that was set aside for. Okay.
Correct. So it's no
Alrighty.
new monies, it's money that's already budgeted for this
Okay.
project.
All right. Okay. All right. And so that recommendation then is approved 5-0. So thank you, Mr. Campos. And so now we move on to item number 11, a letter of support requested by SCAG for AB 2485, increasing transparency and accuracy of the regional housing needs assessment determination. And we have a presentation by our city manager, Mr. Cedric Cesenia.
Good afternoon, Honorable Madam Mayor and council members. As you shared, the letter of support request for AB 2485 came through SCAG, the Southern California Association of Governments. And basically it's looking, the bill aims to increase transparency and accuracy in what is known as the regional housing needs assessment and determination process. Basically what this, the background on it is it looks to increase transparency and it creates an advisory panel, basically that would require to be formed as a result of this assembly bill. Also, part of the panel would include experts on data assumptions, and this is all in trying to improve assumptions and methodologies for determining the regional housing needs. As far as a point of contention, SCAG had to submit this particular request or this particular bill, letters of support of our opposition, no later than the 26th of June. And this bill was up for hearing today. So as the dates didn't quite match for us to be able to have this presented before you prior to authorizing or sending out the letter. It is before you now for ratification of the letter of support requested by SCAG in order to meet their deadline of June 26, 2024.
And that ratification passes 5-0. All right, and now we move on to item number 12, discussion and any necessary action regarding the appointment to the Imperial Valley Housing Authority Board. And so, this has come before us that we have one appointment that is coming to an end. And the member, Mrs. Mary Camacho, who is the member whose term is expiring, has expressed her interest in continuing to serve on this board. And so I would like your consideration to reappoint Mrs. Mary Camacho. And from my understanding, she has been a very committed and dedicated member of this board. And I think that, we should consider reappointing her. So members, please vote. All righty. And so reappointment of Mrs. Mary Camacho to the Imperial Valley Housing Authority Board has been approved. All right. And so now we move on to, we just got some informational items on the agenda. And we'll move on to task force reports and council member reports. And so I will start with council member Martha Cardenas Singh.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. It's been a busy 2 weeks. Just to share with you quickly, on Wednesday, June the 26th, attended the IVRMA, which is the Imperial Valley Resource Management Agency. And just to share with you, we did approve the budget for the 2024-25 annual budget. Attended the Imperial County Transportation Authority. Likewise, on Wednesday, June the 26th, we approved the administrative budget for the 2024-25 fiscal year, and attended also that Wednesday, attended the Imperial County Transportation Commission. We approved the overall work program and budget for 2024. We also approved a 5-year contract with Imperial Valley Transit for 2024 through 2031 for the fixed routes bus system, which is the blue, green, gold, and the Calexico On Demand. On June the 26th, via Zoom, attended the Cal Cities Governance Transparency Labor Relations Policy Committee. June 24th, attended the ECRMC board meeting, and then also attended a summer activity which with my granddaughter, which was the to do a tie-dye t-shirt, and I didn't follow the instructions and did not wear the gloves. So I had food coloring for 2 days, but my granddaughter had a great time. I want to just commend the library, all the staff at the library with the summer programming has been exceptional. The community has really enjoyed all the activities that are being provided, and I'd like to thank our El Centro staff, who is always so welcoming and so supportive of the great work that happens in our library. You know, many times sitting here on council, we have this vision, right? Whether we're looking at a schematic or improving a quality of life, but when you get to experience it and see what it's actually doing in our community, it's with lots of great hope and gratitude for what's being provided in our city. That's the end of my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. All right, and we'll move on to Councilmember Oliva.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Colleagues, since we last met, we have certainly had many meetings, special meetings here at City Council and financial ad hoc committee meetings to prepare for the budget, as mentioned by Ms. Cardenas Singh, that we approved the budget here in the city. But likewise, last week, we also met as the El Centro Regional Medical Center and approved the budget for 24-25 for the hospital as well. Aside from that, we also approved a letter of intent that clearly states our intention of being acquired by the Imperial Valley Healthcare District. And so that's a step forward in the progress of uniting our healthcare system here in Imperial County. So aside from that work, I do have to echo what my colleague said, that every day, if you look at our calendars, every day our library has an event. And whether it's the firefighter police obstacle course that is being offered, or tie-dye, painting. And so with all of that, I just want the public to know that if you find yourself bored, if you see your kids bored, bring them to the library. There are plenty of events in the month of July. And check out some of the things that are there. Our recreational programs in our parks and recreation. There's really no reason for our youth to be bored this summer. There's plenty to do. And I do want to say 4th of July, please be safe, celebrate safely with your families, be mindful of veterans, people on the spectrum, pets that are very sensitive to explosions that may cause some panic. Thank you in advance to our public safety for taking care of us in that way. And lastly, Madam Mayor, colleagues, I just want to give a selfish shout out to my mom and my niece, Elena, that are in the audience here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Hope you had fun. Hope you learned something. So I yield back, Madam Mayor.
All right. Councilmember Carter.
Sadly, I've been sick for the last 5 weeks, so I've been stuck at home. So things will get better probably next week. So I plan to be out there, and so I haven't attended anything. Unfortunately, I miss being out, so I don't have anything to report at this time.
Alrighty, Councilmember Garcia.
I, like my colleagues, attended the El Centro Regional Medical Center board meeting. We had a lot of business that was conducted there, passed the budget, and that was some good work moving forward, especially meeting our goal eventually of merging with IVHD and having them carry the torch forward for medical services going into the future. Also attended the city staff pool party that we had. I'd like to give recognition to all of our wonderful staff at the Aquatic Center for creating such a wonderful atmosphere for our staff to enjoy the facilities and give them some recognition on that nice day. It was very well attended from what I saw there. A lot of kids having fun, a lot of families spending time together. It's wonderful that we could have that opportunity for our staff to get together. And I believe that's it, other than wishing everyone a happy 4th of July. I hope everyone enjoys time with their family, friends, and loved ones. And of course, to be responsible and make sure that everybody stays safe out there. And of course, want to thank our public safety for, they always have busy days on the 4th of July. It's inevitable. But thank you very much.
And so let's see. So Intercare had an event, a health fair out at the mall on Saturday, the 22nd. So they have now taken over the sponsorship of the IV Mall Walking Program. So that's another resource, for our community to take advantage of, and you can still exercise without having to be out in this heat. I know that the mall walking program has been in existence for quite a few years, and so they really are promoting, the active lifestyle of our community, and it's not only good for your physical health but also for your mental health. And so I was out there to say a few words to welcome the mall walkers. And let's see, we were all at the hospital board meeting, and I'm just so just so excited that our hospital is doing, so much better. We approved a budget, and the projections for the future are looking very bright. So, great work done by our CEO Pablo Velez and our CFO Mr. David Momberg. They really have done a fantastic job of turning that the facility around. Of course, we had a special meeting here last week to approve our budget, and so I'm glad to say that, that the budget for the coming year is balanced, and it's looking very promising. And, that same evening, I was at a Seroptimus Club. They had Havana Nights, and this is their event to bring in and swear in all of their new officers. And so that was really a very festive and event that they had out there. I really loved the decorations. I too was at the City of El Centro employee and family pool party out at the Aquatic Center. Rebecca, thank you. That was a nice evening, and some good food vendors that were out there. And last Saturday evening, I was at a retirement party for our own, former city employee, Miss Pat Ureña. And so she, her family insisted on having a retirement party for her, even though she didn't want to make a big deal out of it. But, after 41 years, I think someone deserves to be celebrated. So thank you to Pat Ureña for her dedicated service to the City of El Centro. And that concludes my report, and I'll pass it on to our city manager, Mr. Cedric Cesenia.
Madam Mayor, good evening again. I don't have anything major to add other than, just remind the public that we have some hot days ahead of us during the 4th of July weekend. So it's important to stay hydrated and make sure that they include their pets in their plans as well, not only because of the fireworks, but because of the heat. And also remind the public that fireworks in the City of El Centro are illegal, especially those that fly up in the air. Those that you can buy at the local outlets that are available throughout the city, those are legal. They're state certified. And, in this case, the city can hold the resident accountable for actions of those who may be attending a party at their residence. So it's just an important point to make in order to keep everybody safe during this time. End of report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Cesenia. And I just have a couple more things, to mention here. So July is National Vehicle Theft Prevention Month. And so the city's police department and public information department have collaborated with videos that will provide tips on how to avoid being a victim. I know we hear a lot about that. And, I think these thieves target specific makes and models of cars. So look out for those videos on our main website page and the police department social media sites throughout the month. I know that we've mentioned the library's summer reading program and the parks and recreation activities quite a bit during this meeting. So, And then don't forget the pool party at the Aquatic Center. You know, I know that Rebecca mentioned that, but it's this 4th of July from noon until 3 p.m. And the best part of it is that admission is absolutely free. Okay. The 4th of July, let's see, the police department is also conducting a DUI checkpoint in the city on July the 5th. Okay, so take it easy on July the 4th, you know, and, you know, please, if you are going to, you know, celebrate, please do it in a safe manner and make sure that you have a designated driver, or, you know, there's many types of, you know, Ubers or cabs out there that you can call, you know, to avoid any problems after your celebration. So on that note, it is 7 o'clock on the dot, and that adjourns our meeting.